situation, tornado outbreak continues across Oklahoma.
We've never seen tornadoes like this before, and we need your help.
No, I don't chase anymore.
I'm so excited. I'm Tara Hitchcock, by the way. I work with Harkins Theaters out of Arizona, and you guys were at a Harkins Theater last night. I was thrilled to see you both there. But here's my question. After seeing this movie, I'm not quite sure a movie theater is the place you want to be if a tornado is heading your way. What say you?
Yes, no, I think well, I mean, unless you have Tyler's very strong ankle to keep you safe.
Yeah. If you fly away, you trust that this hand and these ankles are gonna keep you grounded. That's great. No, I would say the theater and look. There's only so many places that can protect you from a storm of that size. Get inside and get indoors, but I just wish that theater had a basement. Would have been better.
I do love the sense, though. I do love that this film feels like a kind of big old-fashioned blockbuster in the best way that needs to be seen in the cinemas and in theaters. And it's quite fun that we're spending most of the latter part of the film saying, "Get to the theater, get to the theater."
I'm feeling pretty good, man. And if you feel it, I said if you feel it, say.
Obviously, one of the greatest lines in this film in the trailer is, "If you feel it, chase it." And I'm curious, it got me thinking, is there anything in your lives, maybe a movie role or something else, that you missed out on because you didn't chase it? You missed out.
To be honest, no, because I really believe in the sentiment, what's for you won't go by you. And I truly believe, I've never regretted anything. But in terms of chasing, I chased this role. I knew that Lee Isaac Chung was directing the new Twisters, and I was such a huge fan of his. He filmed Minari, and obviously that's one of my favorite films. So I wrote him a letter, and I expressed why I would love to be involved. And so that was when I was really proud that I felt it and I chased it.
What's for you won't go by you. You are full of just great wisdom. I have a journal where I keep all this great wisdom from people I've worked with, and Daisy's just today. I mean, she shared a lot of great stuff over the course of the movie, but this is even today. You're adding to all of it. It's great. I totally agree with Daisy. It's like there's no. I just don't look in the rear view mirror when it comes to this career. I think that's the thing that can kind of siphon any joy from this job. You got to just keep moving forward, and again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Sometimes I think people get consumed by the past or what they missed out on, and sure, there are roles that you look at and you're like, oh man, that would have been great, but we're all running our own race, we're all on our own path, and the fact that Daisy and I are getting to be a part of this movie is something that I wanted to make my entire life, and that we got to form great friendships on this movie and make a movie that I think is going to thrill audiences this summer. We're exactly where we're supposed to be.
I have to ask, I know, Glenn, you've got your parents, as you always do, in a cameo. Daisy, was there any pressure to put a loved one of yours into the film, and did you?
Well, my parents actually were there the same scene that Glenn's parents were in the scene. So my family came out, and my mum was so excited to come to Oklahoma. She grew up, she's from Ireland, but my granddad was a massive country music fan, and she was so excited to come. She did a trip to Tulsa. She did all the sites, went to the Cowboy Museum. But my parents were too shy. I asked, and my dad was very up for it because he loves a cowboy hat, but they were too shy. But I'm gonna try and get them in the next.
Well, we'll just we'll get the pals around. Like, I think my parents were hesitant at first, and then now I can't keep them away.
Wow, being an action star is so hard.
You've talked about the set, and we've seen the behind the scenes footage, and Glenn, you have said this is not for someone who's high maintenance. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Some of us like to camp, some of us prefer a hotel room, but out of your past co-stars, who actually would not do well on a set like a Twister set? Not that they're high maintenance or a prima donna, but it's a little too much for them probably.
Yeah, I don't, look, I think one of the things that, brings actors to this career is a sense of adventure, and I don't know. I feel like usually people that are drawn to this career, don't tend to be high maintenance, and usually at that time when they do become high maintenance, usually this career passes them by very quickly, because I feel like curiosity and a sense of adventure is just sort of important to all of it. So I've had the wonderful, privilege of working with really great adventurous people that I think would all love to run into the storm.
All right, I'm going with Miles Teller as the answer to that, but that's all right. No, I'm teasing. Hey, congratulations to both of you.
Yeah,
Hope
really
to see you in person next time.
Yeah, take it easy. You ever see anything like this?
Not like this.
Hold on.